Welcome to July 17th, 2026. The Singularity has always been a multiplayer game. Moonshot AI published detailed evaluations for its new Kimi K3, a 2.8 trillion parameter open model that trails Claude Fable 5 and GPT 5.6 Sol on aggregate, yet beats everything else tested, taking outright wins on Program Bench, SWE Marathon, Spreadsheet Bench 2, and Browse Comp, while matching Fable 5 on GPU kernel optimization, building a from-scratch Triton-like compiler, and autonomously designing a chip. When it seized number one on the front-end code arena, one commentator called it an earthquake. The tremors are tactile. One builder three-shotted a CSGO times Portal clone for $3.24 in tokens, a third of Fable's tab, while another found Kimi easily the least constrained frontier-class model available. No refusals, no friction, it just does it. Every earthquake redraws the map. A DeepMind researcher concluded that the frontier is no longer something money can buy, because a 300-person lab compressed frontier training out of scarcity, cracking the compute moat thesis behind $650 billion. An ex-Meta PM piled on with the awkward questions. If open weights rival closed models, why pay Fable prices? Why ban chip exports? And why is Anthropic worth 50 times Moonshot? The skeptics answered with falsifiable calm. One analyst kept China 6 to 8 months behind, noting K3 still loses to a 5-month-old Mythos preview, while Anthropic sits on a 10 trillion parameter model, and the true frontier stays legally sandbagged. Another shrugged that public models don't matter, only the race to recursive self-improvement, which needs research taste plus compute, though K3's unknown cyber skills make the coming weeks interesting for defenders. The AAII scoreboard splits the difference, with K3 posting a 13-point intelligence jump at $0.94 per index task, half of Opus, triple its predecessor. The closed labs are hardly idle, mostly. The schema harness, which has models write each game's mechanics as an executable program, hit approximately 99% on ARC-AGI-3 with zero weight changes, proof that scaffolding is still free intelligence. AI forecasters became statistically indistinguishable from super forecasters, even outranking them on market questions. And the rumor mill predicts Fable 5.1 next week and GPT-6 within 1.5 months. Google, meanwhile, is reportedly months behind on Gemini 3.5 Pro, its engineers fretting their edge is slipping. Where models meet markets, sparks fly. Netflix said roughly 300 titles have used generative AI, including 17 minutes of enhanced documentary footage made twice as fast at half the cost. Satya Nadella told Copilot engineers that Anthropic's Fable limits don't make sense, calling the model editorially controlled, an elbow into a close partner's ribs. That partner is bulking up regardless, arranging billions in bank credit ahead of a planned IPO, while Z.AI paces toward $1 billion in annual revenue, even as K3 lopped 20% off its shares. The statecraft is keeping pace with the tradecraft. Xi Jinping pitched China as an AI partner to the global south with 5,000 training slots and a dig at export controls, while Demis Hassabis proposed an international watchdog to vet frontier models before release, citing Mythos's cyber capabilities as the warning shot. Even baseball wants a referee. MLB banned AI from dugout iPads after a third of the league fed live games into decision engines. Beneath the drama, the substrate thickens. Tata will make India's first wafers on 90-nanometer technology, decades old but a rung on the learning curve. A top AWS executive is defecting to Meta to build data centers for its cloud ambitions. And Valar Atomics is raising about $1 billion at $6 billion to feed those centers with small reactors. The machines these watts animate are theatrical. A Chinese MMA robot lost its head mid-fight and kept swinging, while a New York district hired a humanoid teaching assistant named Sally for classroom support and 24/7 homework help. Headless persistence and tireless patience being two sides of one embodiment coin. The wetware is upgrading too. Regulators approved Merck's Lipfendra, an oral pill that cuts cholesterol beyond statins, and Kalshi opened prediction markets on clinical trials, turning drug approvals into price signals. EEG researchers found that switching attention between speakers creates a brief window of encoding both streams at once. Brains, like nations, briefly run both models before committing. The ceiling keeps rising overhead. Musk says Starlink V3 will boost space bandwidth approximately 100 times, even as Starship 13 scrubbed on engine starts, with the next attempt early next week. And 48 light-years out, astronomers detected an atmosphere containing helium around LHS 1140b, a rocky, Earth-like world in the habitable zone of a red dwarf, the first direct atmosphere detection for any rocky exoplanet, let alone one where liquid water could plausibly exist. 48 light-years out, a huddled mass is yearning to breathe free.